to be massive, but let's see if the second half opens up for him.
We're underway in the third term. An important quarter coming up for this side. It's Lowell Plenty that lead by 10 points. Now to the middle, it was Flynn to Will Barden. We'll have an immediate stoppage in the middle. So umpire will toss it back up again. This time it's Coulson getting the tap, but again Barden held up very quickly by Le Piccolo. There's a huge height and weight difference, those two. Ball gets tossed up a third time in the space of 30 seconds. Clamp able to pick up this footy. He sends it towards the outer side, a bouncing ball. Wallace of the Jet variety can try to get here first if the boundary line doesn't beat them. Coming in hard the other way and kicking it off the ground was Felix Bell. But it was smothered and it's been taken out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So we're going to go between wing and half forward here for Lower Plenty. They lead by 10 points, as we've mentioned just before. Picking it up with the ruck contest was Paddy Flynn, and then going inside on that occasion was Felix Bell. Thomastown emerged with the footy, but they're not clean off the ground. D'Angelo escapes defensive 50. Capici, he just absorbs the tackle immediately. Umpire says, I'll have it. Minute and a quarter in now to this third term. As we look to resume things again. Flynn this time gets the tap almost inside 50 as the umpire loses his footy. In there as well is Curry, and we'll have another ball up. One of few former Watsonia men playing for this Thomastown team today. Of course, we know Julian Janev is one of those two. Umpire's found a free kick. It's a non-officiating umpire that's found the free kick, and it's going in the direction of Thomastown. So the ball's going to go all the way back, and Dib at centre half back here. Oh, now this is interesting. So I think umpire's going to give the benefit of the doubt here. So Dib faked the kick and then said that they had a play encroaching the protected area, but then Lowell Plenty wanted to play on, but umpire didn't call play on and just got to restart. In the meantime, Capici slide to take the mark on centre wing out of side. 2 minutes into this contest. It's a very long ball here from Capici towards the Latang direction. 3 Lowell Plenty defenders go up to punch that ball, and we are out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Weather clearly hasn't affected Anthony Capici and his kicking. We mentioned it, just that long ball inside forward 50. Needs to continue doing that in this second half.
So ball thrown back in. Flynn's able to get the tap. Isn't able to run onto it afterwards. Janev gets a handball out into space for a Thomastown teammate to get onto it. Yusuf Dib evades one, then goes towards goal. Isn't able to score a major and gets a minor score. So the first score of the third quarter goes to Thomastown. They now only trail by 9 points, 3-3-21. Lowell Plenty 4-6-30 as Clamp now has it deep inside his defence. Looking for an option up the wing, right in front of us, if you don't mind as well. Flynn and Coulson are there. So is Hayes. He's not able to take a mark, but is able to fist it down towards a teammate where Darrow is able to get it up towards right half forward. Challenging for it is Capici. Gets a free kick for holding. Lucenti takes the advantage, almost turns it over with the centering kick, as it actually does in the end, as Barden now has it in the middle of the ground and is taken without it, and will get the free kick. Or to a few fans' surprise, if you could hear it in the effects mic.
Barden's got it at centre half back. He's going to drive this ball high and long towards half forward. No one able to grab the mark, and we'll go again as a few raindrops just make their way off our marquee here as the rain almost stops. It's going to be a ball here for Thomastown, in fact. So it's a chipping one that goes down the line. This is Curry. So he just takes his time to assess his options. Not sure where to go, so he's going to chip it forward, and Liberatore takes the mark. Of course, first year at Thomastown after spending 2023 with Airport West. He clears it away, but it's punched at ground level by Porter. Here's Janev. He got the handball away to a teammate in Liberatore, who's going to start things again, and Curry now takes the mark. Curry between wing and half forward, broadcast side. He centres the ball. It's a beauty to Hatsis, but he drops the mark. Does the young kid, able to get it off to Janev with a spiralling ball towards the Latang direction. Here's where Capici can fly, evades the tackle, but couldn't get boot to ball. And umpire says holding the ball.
Ever since the start of the game, that tackling pressure from Lower Plenty in their back 50 has been second to none. and it's continuing again in this second half.
Lower Plenty clear it away from defensive 50. Almost taking the mark here is Joskis. Has to handball it away towards half forward. Now that's intercepted, and it's going to be a bouncing ball towards the boundary line, but Natoli is able to intercept. Veteran of this Thomastown team, of course. 146 Thomastown game. He centres it slightly with the lateral kick. This is Toppy. In fact, Joskis, I should say. Joskis plays on. He sends it towards half forward and doing well to get rid of his opponent is Yusuf Dib.
He's getting on top, is Yusuf Dib.
He certainly is in this third. He's probably a touch too far out to score, so he's going to centre his footy. Does it work for Capici? He's able to pick it up well. Can he evade the tackle? This time he handballs it. LaPiccolo finds himself with some space, but he didn't control the footy. Sacco barges in, and as the true skipper, he clears it away. Now a chance here for Will Barden. He's got to beat Dib, and Barden loses his feet. Picked up by Dib, evades the tackle, then has to handball it away. Barden bumps the team opponent without the footy. Here's Billy Barden. He keeps it towards half forward. Now it's picked up by D'Angelo. He goes back. Hatzis. He drops the mark again. Still a chance here for Liberatore. He gets it to LaPiccolo. Doesn't get to him. Liberatore has to back up. Lower Plenty now with the numbers. Dib win the middle of a couple of medics. Got the handball away to Hatzis. Hatzis now goes down the line. High ball for half forward for Lucenti. Almost takes the mark. It's punched out of bounds. Of a boundary throw in. Barden just apologising to Joskis because he bumped him while he didn't have the footy. Joskis probably lucky not to get a free kick.
Yeah, and I was about to say it was Joskis the medics were going to. Good play from Yusuf Dib just before, but looks like Joskis looks okay at this present stage.
He was doing everything, the medic and playing the ball at the same time. As ball's thrown back in, Coulson's able to tap it and then try and win it at ground level himself. He had a teammate in LaPiccolo there as well, trying to win it, but no one is able to get out successful, so we get a ball up. It was Liberatore, actually. Flynn and Coulson go at it again. Doing well at the back of the stoppage is Hatzis, who's able to get this into half forward where Lucenti is, and then he wheels around on his left, but kick is smothered. Did well as Natoli. He's now able to find it, gets that out towards the boundary line. Lower Plenty want deliberate, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, it was every day of the week. No one there on that outer side for Natoli, and that allowed Lower Plenty to win the footy back. Great job from Hutchison as well with that smother. That was very important to stop a deep inside 50 entry for Thomastown.
Certainly was, as Raphael.
They're very underrated as Jack Hutchison today. He's certainly got some of my votes today.
Raphael sends it up long down the line towards a contest. No one can take the mark as that ball trickles over for a boundary throw-in. Both Wallaces were there for Lower Plenty, and they couldn't get it. So it's thrown back in. Coulson and Flynn at it. The two number one ruckmen. Neither of them able to win the hit out cleanly. There's lots of numbers flying over the top of it. No one able to pick it up cleanly on this occasion. Going in hard was Sacco. Just like Nicholas Sacco said earlier, as a true captain he goes in hard. And he gets a ball up. So Coulson and Flynn go at it again. Flynn taps it out only as far as Zakur, who's at the back of the stoppage and was lively early today. Went a bit quiet, but now gets a touch and sends it out of bounds.
I do get asked many times if Jordan Sacco is related, and I can understand. They're both very, very good footballers, but
yes.
not on this occasion. No, we're not related. The ball gets tossed back in, and just making his way towards the boundary line again, trying to go off the ground is Curry. Flynn lays the tackle, ball spills out, and non-officiating umpires found a free kick going in the direction of Thomastown.
They could do for a Nicholas Sacco out there, though.
Not with my ACL right now. LaPiccolo. He's going to go down the line, out of side. Chance for Latang. Had a few to beat in the air. Ball spills to ground level. And there as well. Helping out is Raphael. Ball over tossed up.
I have been meaning to ask, can you get into the contest like Jordan Sacco?
Who needs an ACL?
No, exactly right. No, that's it. Ball
Maybe
gets
footballers.
Again, Thomastown. Clear it away, almost the mark taken by Thomastown. Going in hard and trying to get rid of the tackle, though, was Billy Reardon, and he loses the footy as a result. So Thomastown have a chance here to reduce this margin again. There has only been 1 point, I think, scored in this third term alone. The ball was driven inside 50 for Thomastown. A lot of numbers around. Umpire hovering, and then will eventually call for a ball up.
He's looking very dangerous now, Lucenti. I think that goal at half-time may have sparked a bit of momentum in him.
Certainly a bit of confidence going his way too. Tap from Thomastown. Almost a chance for Capici. Umpire said, hold. Holding without the footy. So I think the skipper's going to have a shot here for Thomastown. No, in fact, it is Anthony Capici. So this is a man that knows how to kick big goals. He kicked 30 last year. He's had to play a different role this season. He's only got 5 to his name. He was leading the coach's MVP at one point early in the season. He's going to have to snap around his body from 30 metres out. Capici to bring it to 3 points. Won't get there. It's punched through for a behind. And the margin's reduced to 8, 3-4-22. Thomastown, Lower Plenty 4-6-30.
Don't mind that move of Capici up inside forward 50, though. It adds a little bit of spark, which is something that Thomastown has certainly been lacking this contest in that half.
So Lower Plenty take the kick out. Hill is the target up the wing. Couldn't take the mark. Janev's there for Thomastown at ground level to clean it up, and he's wrapped up immediately for a ball up. So Hill and Coulson has now come into the ruck. He's able to get it down towards Dib. Shrugged one defender really nicely. Then fires a handball out wide to Hatsis, who gets it into the middle of the ground in finding Zakur, who sends that inside forward 50. No mark taken. Capici flew. He couldn't get there. Lucenti cleans it up at ground level. Gives off to Dib, who gets past one player. Then tries to give it back to Lucenti, who's going to be tackled immediately as he picks it up. And we'll get a ball up just outside the boundary line, deep inside Thomastown's forward pocket.
They had Cole Green there wide open, and it was on his preferred side as well. Missed opportunity there, Thomastown.
Coulson tries to tap it down to a teammate, doesn't. Leslie gets the clearing kick for Lower Plenty. Hatsis crashes in, then gets a couple of Lower Plenty defenders crashing in on him, which results in a ball up just outside Thomastown's forward 50. Latang is there to rove it from Coulson. Wasn't able to in the end, which allows Lower Plenty to clear it up towards Barden, who's taken without it. No free kick. They're able to move this back in through Natoli Thomastown. It's a high, grubbing torpedo that's intercepted, marked in the end by Reardon, who will now look to clear it out of defensive 50 again for Lower Plenty.
That's a courageous grab from Reardon, especially in these conditions. Flynn has to beat 4 in the air. D'Angelo ended up getting the fist. Coulson front and centre got a kick towards half forward. Tough one for LaPiccolo to grab, although he still went in pretty hard to try and win the footy himself. Now the numbers arrive for both teams, and we'll have a ball up.
And he's one player that's been underrated today, I reckon. Billy Reardon has done a great job in defence.
So ball gets tossed up just outside forward 50 for Thomastown. Coulson get the tap. Going in hard is Latang. Just got boot to ball, and then Green. He's able to get it towards the pocket here. A lot of numbers around. It's a high free kick. It's going to Lower Plenty. I was about to say Heidelberg West there. See, this is what I'm saying with these colours. So it's going to be clamped. It's got the footy in hand in the defensive pocket. Looks like the broadcast side is his direction again. Barden's calling for the footy. That's the direction he goes in. Hatz is going to apply support. Again, another fist from D'Angelo. And there is Tobacco at the bottom of the pack. Here's Billy Barden as well. Hatz is laying the tackle. They're able to get it all the way to Teresi. Teresi goes towards the pocket. If he gets the space here, Alexander's a chance. He's going to go off the ground. Alexander across the face of goal. Almost picked up here by Wallace. That's a clever pick up, but then he loses the footy. And that's holding the ball. Well, Olympics on at the moment. Soccer would have been handy, but not to be for Alexander. And D'Angelo is going to clear it away for Thomastown.
So D'Angelo will take the clearing kick and put it up towards the wing where it's going to be intercepted by Lower Plenty, and they'll send this back inside forward 50. Deep towards the pocket as well, just where that kick came from. Wallace out the back, couldn't take the mark. D'Angelo's wrapped up, somehow gets rid of it. They're looking for a free kick, Lower Plenty. They're not going to get it. In fact, the umpire will call for a ball up in the end. As Janev is claiming he was taken high, but umpire didn't agree as he balls it up now. Flynn and Coulson in the ruck. Flynn tries to tap it out towards where Leslie is, couldn't take it. Getting wrapped up immediately as well there is Natoli. He can't pick it up as the ball, it wasn't Natoli in the end, it was Kuri, as that ball falls its way out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
So we're 14 minutes in. There's only been 1 point kicked in this entire term, and that's by Thomastown. Or 2 points, sorry, thank you. And the margin is 8 points. Janev trying to get hands onto it. He goes in hard. Umpire, though, has found a free kick. It's going in the direction of the Bears? Thomastown. So they'll win the ball back. Or, no, it's Alexander. Pardon me. It was the Bears, but it's Alexander that's going to have the shot here.
I think the ump pointed the wrong way.
That's happened a couple of times this quarter, I have to admit.
So Riley Alexander now is going to look for his second. 1 goal, 1 for him today, I believe. And the forward can get the first goal of the third term from either team as we approach the 15-minute mark. This one will be from almost right on 50. Don't know if you can hear Thomastown absolutely hurling it to him, and I reckon it's worked. It's a low ball, but it's missed to the right. Lower Plenty a 4.731. Thomastown a 3.422. It's going to be D'Angelo here to clear things for Thomastown, and he's going to go now to the outer side. That's a tough kick. It's had to make work here for Curry. Lower Plenty win the ball back. Reardon does really well. He's going to centre it. It's a bouncing ball into space. Who can get there first? Leslie. He lost the footy. Thomastown by hand. Try to get it out of the defensive 50. Hatsis also falls to ground. Latang there trying to provide some support. He can't pick it up cleanly. And eventually the umpire at centre half back for Thomastown says, give it to me.
Just as it got out into space as well. Just unfortunate timing.
Definitely for Lower Plenty, they were out.
We'll ball it up again. Hill getting the tap. Teresi in there as well. Will be cleared by Thomastown. They go through the middle of the ground. Tough one to pick up here for Lower Plenty. I think that's Littlefield that was in the middle of that. Although Lower Plenty still might get away with it. They get boot to ball somehow, and then they kick it back into play here through Suru. Intercepted by Janev. Then him with the right foot goes towards half forward, but it's all Lower Plenty. Mark drop by Hutchinson. Chance here now for Liberatore. Is that ball going to come back enough? It won't. Behind for Thomastown, there 3.523. Lower Plenty of 4.731, 16 and a quarter minutes in.
You can start to see the teams are getting a bit more cleaner possession. Both teams are getting cleaner possession at this stage.
So Hatsis is able to fist that towards the boundary line. It still stays in somehow, which helps Lower Plenty as Littlefield's now able to send this inside forward 50 for the Bears. Ooh. Flynn couldn't take the mark, couldn't even keep it in front of him at ground level. So Thomastown are now involved. Is that a high free kick? No. It's play on. Janev takes the clearing kick mark and will calm things down for Thomastown as they were under a little bit of siege for a moment there, but credit to them. They've been pretty good defensively so far in this second half. Janev gets a kick up towards Colson, who couldn't take the mark. Doing well at ground level was Suro. Gets the handball off to a teammate, is able to send it up towards half forward. Now Leslie has it for Lower Plenty. Looks to go back inside to Suro, who gets a handball wide and finds Tyler Wallace, who goes towards goal and finishes beautifully for Lower Plenty. The first goal of the third quarter and the second half goes to a Wallace, which was what the first goal of the day was. This time it's the yellow one, as Lower Plenty are now 5.737, Thomastown 3.523.
That is the play of the day right there. Absolutely clean possession there from Lower Plenty. Handball to handball, and then ending in the hands of Tyler Wallace. And in these conditions, on this ground, that is a pretty impressive finish. The Wallace brothers certainly know how to find the big sticks.
Huge goal there for Tyler Wallace. His 8th of the season. Just gives Lower Plenty a little bit of breathing room. And the margin's now 15 points at the 18-minute mark of this third term. Coulson getting the tap. Latang in the middle just got a kick to it, but didn't go too far for him. Now Lower Plenty sensing the urgency, but Collins lost the footy. Instead it's going to be Seth Hill who sends it towards half forward, punching it away. Still a chance here for Wallace, the last goal kicker in Tyler. Jed's going to get there first, but the umpire says not 15. Then he drops the footy. Umpire allows it to go on. That kick smothered in midair, so no one able to get a clean look at it right now. Plays barging in from all areas. Natoli's handball intercepted. Lower Plenty have found Rue. Chance here for Suru. Goes towards the goal line, but it's missed.
It's looking dangerous, Suru. He's been involved in a little bit of handball chains. He's just got out offensively of his direct opponent and kicked it behind, but he seems as though he could be a problem for Thomastown.
Just those former VAFA players as well, Suru and Alexander, they've had such clean possession all day, and it was on show the last couple of minutes in particular for Suru.
5.838 plays 3.523. We're now 19 minutes into the third term, as the rain has pretty much ceased since halfway through this quarter. As the ball is cleared away from defensive 50 by D'Angelo. Lots of numbers around this contest. And there is Hill. He's got it out to space. They're going to kick this one off the ground. Lower Plenty to get it towards half forward. But then losing the ball is Wallace. That's Tyler. Hold of the ball goes in the direction of Shannon Ball. He's at centre half back, true centre half back. He just gives it everything with this kick. Capici's going to be the target, has about 3 to beat in the air. Green, front and centre, gets boot to ball. It's going to go over the head, but it's going to go across goal, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in deep forward pocket for Thomastown, right-hand side. Now, I'm no weatherman, but this sky looks pretty good. Touch wood. I reckon we might be okay with rain now for at least the next little period, which gives both sides a really good opportunity now in this contest. We're almost into time on. Boundary throwing. Coulson, clever tap behind. Dib, classy, got it over Capici, who may have been held without it. Umpire happy to let it spill, and then eventually the ball's tossed up, or will be tossed up. A couple of metres away from the Thomastown goal. Who can impact here? Coulson again up against Seth Hill. Coulson getting the tap. This time it's Lower Plenty who clear it away. They go towards the outer side. Ball's going to pick this footy up ahead of his opponent. He's handball too hot for Natoli. And then that ball goes out of bounds in front of the Thomastown bench.
Just had a look at the radar. It might actually be clear for pretty much the rest of this contest.
Right.
If it does stay that way, or if it doesn't stay that way, we'll just pin it down to the
You heard
commentators.
it here first.
As the ball's thrown back in, Coulson and Flynn at it. Coulson's able to win it. Crashing in hard, though, is Suro.
He has been very good this quarter.
He has been, yeah.
He has, but that wasn't him on that occasion. It was Sacco, actually.
Thank you.
As Coulson is able to fist it forward for Thomastown, although it is intercepted and moved back up towards Lower Plenty's forward 50. Wallace couldn't take the mark. Did well at ground level to keep the ball moving, however. Gives it off to Alexander, who's tackled straight away by Toppy. A very good, safe tackle. No push in the back, no high, but no hole in the ball. And it'll be a ball up just outside Lower Plenty's forward 50, along the boundary line as well. So Seth Hill will be in the ruck up against Coulson. Hill's able to tap it towards where Alexander is. He's not able to take it cleanly though, and we'll get another ball up, as neither a Thomastown player or a Lower Plenty player seem to have the ball cleanly on that occasion. So we go the ruck battle again. Hill and Coulson. Coulson is able to knock it down. LaPiccolo couldn't take it cleanly. Hill gets it out to Barton, who hacks it onto his right boot, sends it high towards the top of the goal square. No one can take the mark. It's fisted forward. Toppy's tackled straight away for Thomastown, and we'll get a ball up just inside Lower Plenty's goal square, which is danger signs for Thomastown.
I want a goal here, Lower Plenty, because they have had most of the territory, particularly the last couple of minutes.
So Coulson taps it down. Barton's there at ground level. Couldn't take it cleanly. Alexander tries to get a hacking snap forward. Isn't going to work. Natoli's there on the last line of defence, but his clearing kick is intercepted by Clamp, who's drifted forward, and he can have a set shot and give Lower Plenty their biggest lead of the afternoon if he's able to put this through. They currently lead by 15 points. And Mitch Clamp, he's only got one goal to his name.
Usually a defender.
Usually a defender, as Nick has said, and that one goal did come this year. The former Karingal man lines up. And to give Lower Plenty the biggest lead of the day, almost another mark of the opportunity for Wallace of the Jed variety. And he'll go through for a minor score, which sees them lead 5-9-39, Thomastown 3-5-23.
Much drier day than Wallace would have had a definite mark of the year contender.
Would have thought so by now, at least, that's for sure. So D'Angelo again to clear things away. He's going to opt to go towards the outer side on this occasion. Who can be there for Thomastown? It's actually punched away instead by Felix Bell. Of a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for Lower Plenty. They lead this one by 16 points. The game high is 17, which is what they led by at quarter time. Boundary throw in, incoming. Flynn getting the tap. Trying to do his own roving work as well. Close to the boundary line now is this footy. Lower Plenty able to find some space. Here's Barton again, who sends a really high ball inside 50. Trying to get there, but dropping the mark on that occasion is Toppy. Unfortunately for him, he was able to have some room, and that ball goes out of bounds. Almost 24 minutes in. It's been a low-scoring quarter, only one major kick, so you wouldn't think we're far away from three-quarter time.
I'll say 25 minutes this quarter will go for.
Boundary throw in again. Coulson getting the tap. Dib at the bottom of the pack will be caught for a ball up.
In saying that, it has similar earmarks to that first quarter, which went for, I think, around 27 minutes in the end that quarter.
Ball's going to be tossed up again. A crucial goal here for Lower Plenty will put them in good stead. Barton's going to try to do so. He got it over to a teammate on that occasion in Tyler Wallace, but his kick was impeded. It's going to be cleared away now by Liberatore. Bouncing ball towards centre wing broadcast side. Almost picking it up one-handed successfully was the Lower Plenty man. He was unable to do so. Going in hard is Janev. Got it over to Natoli, who lost the footy. Umpire lets things go. Picked up by Sacco. He's crunched in a tackle by Hayes. And umpire says, holding the footy against Jordan Sacco. And it's going to be instead picked up by Jackson Hayes, who's not quite sure what to do. Looks a bit indecisive. Hayes just sends it down the line, but it is all Lower Plenty. Oh, and the mark's dropped. I think Flynn got in the way of Hudson Young. too quickly. Now for Janev. Can he make them pay? Unable to get clean air. Eventually cleared away by Collins. Bouncing ball. Almost picked up by Toppy. Here's Natoli. He's caught by Littlefield. And the ball goes for with the ball up right in front of our commentary position.
Just needed a bit more chat there just before from Hudson Young and Paddy Flynn, and there was three there for Lower Plenty as well.
Tap from Coulson. Alexander caught in the tackle.
Won't mind this Thomastown town. There goes the siren.
That is your 3/4 time siren and 25.5 minutes, Josh. Well done.
She's not bad.
But it is a very intriguing third quarter that makes for an even more intriguing final term here at Montmorency Park, South Oval. Thomastown kept to just 3 behinds in that third quarter. Lower Plenty kicking the only goal of the quarter. That was courtesy of Tyler Wallace. They kicked 1 goal 3 and sees them lead 5-9-39 to Thomastown 3-5-23. So that's going to make for a very interesting contest now in this final term. Felt like Lower Plenty had the ascendancy for the majority of that quarter, but maybe for Thomastown's sake, it's a good thing that the margin's still only 16 points.